Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today we're going to do a flip through and a discussion about this historical fashion coloring book by Lynn Fair. It's supposed to be a vintage grayscale coloring book for adults, and I was very disappointed by this book. Very disappointed. The artwork on the cover is just lovely. However, once you get inside the book, first of all, it came completely crunched. You can see the problems there. Um, the first page is quite nice. This page is workable. I can work with that. This page is starting to get a little off. Sorry, I went off screen. And then it gets worse. This one has been whited out so much that you can barely see any details on her dress or her face. The walls, the floor, pretty much everything has been had so much light added to it that when they grayscaled it down, that you can't color it. You just can't see the lines on it. This one's not too bad. However, it's starting to get grainy. And the background, which is supposed to be a clock tower and I'm not quite sure, some writing on a parchment, and you can't even see that. You can very barely see the clock tower, and it's the darker part of the background. The dress itself is actually quite nice. However, it's really grainy. And then we get even more grainy. And then it gets worse. This is supposed to be the picture that's on the front cover, but it's so they over lightened everything. This one is a hand drawn, so it's not so bad. But even this one here, which is on the front cover, and the one on the front cover is much darker. You can't you can color it. I'm quite sure you can. I personally would have a very hard time um, coloring it properly and getting all of the elements correct on it. Um, the more I look, the more I can see. But yeah, it's just not good. It's just, this one here, you can barely tell where the dress ends and her skin starts. This one's just horrible. It's just horrible. There's like absolutely no detail in the white part of her dress, in the light part of her dress. There's no detail at all. This one is even worse. There's just no way that you can color that. Again, it's not uncolorable for somebody extremely skilled. I am just not that skilled. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And it would give me a migraine trying to see it. This one has been not only grayscaled down too light, but they actually put a, um, what is that called? A border around it that is focusing in directly on her and graying out and lightening the entire background. This one's not too bad. It could be worse, but still, again, it's way too lightened. Like down here, where her dress comes up into what should be a light source, it's lightened so much that you can barely see where the dress ends and the flooring begins. Same with down here. You can barely see where the dress ends and the floor begins. It's just very poorly done grayscaling. The pictures themselves are absolutely gorgeous, and I would have loved for it to be grayscaled properly so that it would be colorable. This one's not too bad. Definitely has the ability to be colored. The grayscale on it is not as lightened as the rest of them, but still it's lightened down way too much. Again, this one is the one on the cover, and it's darker on the cover. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of pages on the Amazon listing for this book, so I wasn't able to actually get a really good look at it. I've seen people color and post from it, and they did a beautiful job. I am just not that talented. So this book will be going back. If you enjoy or are one of those wonderful people that are talented enough to be able to see and to pick out the different layers to the clothing, fantastic. Um, this might be a good book for you. However, I personally don't find it relaxing. I don't find trying to see and trying to decide and comprehend what let's see what's the best word for that. Uh, what things are as they're supposed to be so that I can color them appropriately. So for me, this book is a complete and utter nopees. It's definitely not one that I would suggest anyone purchase. So again, if you feel that you are able to see all of the detail in the pages and able to recreate the detail that they've taken out, fantastic. I have seen people do it. I am just not that talented. I'm not that person. I find this book very stressful, so I will not be coloring in it. So that's the first book. We're going to start off on a sour note, and then we'll get better as we go along. So that is the opinion on this one. Don't buy it. Just say no. All right, so let's get into some cute ones. So this one here is Christmas Gnomes by Teresa Goodrich, and it is just adorable. Like, really, how can you go wrong with Christmas gnomes? Come on now. This couple is just so cute. Skating gnomes. I love the little truck. See, now I'm going to be in my happy place. I can see everything and what it is. Oh, the little bunnies. No, you didn't hear me do that. And a little owl. I promised myself I would not go ooh and ah, but I will. Obviously. Uh, the gnomes with the candies and the cookies. Shopping gnomes. Gnome for the holidays. That's awesome. The little tree gnomes. That is cute. That might have to be a next year thing. And the little gnomes. The gingerbread gnomes. I love it. And then this one here was the lovely little gnomes at their home, all decorated for Christmas, singing some Christmas carols. The Santa gnome and the reindeer gnomes. Love it. This is just so cute. Mama and Papa and baby. The baker gnome. The Santa gnome wants in for the milk and cookies. The lovey gnomes. And they're just so cute. Now I have kept the room purposefully darker than I normally do so that the shadows are on the book so that when people view the video they can't screenshot the pages because I have found out people actually do that. Like why? Just buy the book. It's $7. And then Merry Christmas. I love this one. This one's just so cute. Santa checking his list, getting everything all together. All ready to read the bedtime stories. The gnome village, decking the halls. The gingerbread house. The Christmas sweet treats. Yum. And then a sledding. And of course, at the Christmas door going in. And of course, the colored one from Teresa Goodridge. So absolutely adorable book. So Christmas Gnomes coloring book by Teresa Goodridge. And I must say it is just so cute. All right, so now let's take a look at this one here. So this is Beautiful Birds, Grayscale Coloring Book for Adults by Ruth Sanderson. And Ruth Sanderson is one of my favorite artists. I absolutely adore her work. And she just draws and paints so beautifully. The details in her work are just phenomenal. Now I'm only going to flip through half this book. Half of the book is dark grayscale, half of the book is light grayscale. And so you have two different selections to color of the same page. Again, they're just some absolutely gorgeous birds, wonderful landscapes behind them. I love this one. The mama and her babies. A lovely parrot. I do believe this one is from one of her books. I've seen that parrot before. And the swans. And little robin. And the cardinal at Christmas time. And then the eagle. And the finch on the apple blossoms by the looks of it. Another little robin type bird. I don't know my birds at all. Just saying. I know some, but I don't know them all. I'm not quite sure what those are. They might be doves or I'm not quite sure. Quail, goose, grouse, something like that. But they're just pretty birds, and I would have to look up most of these just to figure out how to color them. But, like that's a falcon. I know what that is. But most of them are definitely ones I would have to look up just so that I could get a better idea of how to color them. This is definitely a finch. I can tell by his beak. I only know that because I owned them. I love this entire scene. It's a wonderful farm scene. It's got little duckies here, or little geese, one or the other. It looks like a mama goose and her babies. Some chickens, some birds flying through the air, some cows. Like, how can you go wrong with this page? Everything's on it. And then we start into the lighter grayscale after this page here, which is a wonderful phoenix. And then we have our next grayscale side. Absolutely gorgeous book done by Ruth Saunderson. And again, if you're not into grayscale, you may have to pass on this one. If you're not into birds, you may have to pass on this one. But it does have some phenomenal backgrounds and some really good landscape scenes. So if you're into nature and landscape art, this one would definitely be a good one to add to your library. The next one is another Christmas one, and again, adorable, cuteness overload. I will be oohing and awing, just so you know. Tatiana Bogoma is another one of my absolutely favorite artists. I've been a fan of Tatiana since I first started coloring. The Nice Little Town series has been one of my favorite coloring book series that I have all of the books from. So I just absolutely adore Tatiana's work. And this book is definitely a good a good Christmas book. The gumball machine with all the little mice getting all the candies out. She has some wonderful little houses with the mice decorating and an adorable little choo-choo train. It's so cute. And then we've got our Christmas house and another tree house. The Christmas village and the nice little town is what that is, with all the Christmas decorations. And then we've got somebody bringing home some presents. And we've got our postal service and our baker baking all the yummy treats. And the kids playing in the snow. Best Christmas time thing to do. Getting a bit of hot cocoa. Santa, the Santa mouse. And knitting up a storm there, getting all those knitted Christmas presents done up. Nice and cozy. Presents under the tree. I'm building snow animals. So we've got an elephant, a horsey, a bunny. It's just so cute. Christmas morning with a nice cup of coffee after digging out all the snow. Shoveling the walk. That's what it was. Shoveling the walk. At the ski resort. Oh, bedtime stories. I love the little glow bugs there lighting up the room. Christmas Day with all the wonderful people and celebrating together. The quilters are all sewing, getting ready for Christmas morning with the blankets for the kids. And this is why they need blankets for the sleigh ride. Ooh, that's a nice looking one. He's catching things on his tongue. I just love that all the sweet treats around the house there. The whole house is basically a sweet treat. That's really cute. Oh, playing in the snow, building igloos and snow forts. I used to do that when I was a kid. We used to do that too with a board. Scrape all the snow up so that we could build a fort out of it. Another house being decorated. All the kids coming in for the hot cocoa. And that is the end of this book. Again, an absolutely adorable, nice little town Christmas book. Tatiana Bogoma is one of the best artists for cuteness overload on the nice little town books. If you really enjoy that whimsical mouse house type thing, this is definitely an artist that you need to take a look at. She does have an entire series called The Nice Little Town, and most, not all, but most of the Nice Little Town books include these wonderful little mice that live in this little town, and the houses are just adorable. So, if it is something that is up your alley, definitely would want to take a look at this one. And the next one is another one that I'm kind of on the fence on. It's not a horrible book. Don't get me wrong. It is an absolutely gorgeous book, and I think it scares me. I'm just saying. I think this one is a little terrifying to me. Um, Absolutely wonderful paper in this book. It has a great introduction to Josephine. This is done by Josephine Hall. Um, excuse me. They Each page has a little blurb. This one here is called After the Fairy Ball. It says, "What a night! Having danced the night away, this exhausted fairy falls asleep on a comfy bed of moss. Many of her fellow fairy revelers are equally tired, and her satire friends appeared to have imbibed a little too much fairy punch. By morning they will be back to their energetic selves, ready to return to their magical tasks." So it's got this wonderful fairy asleep on the mossy um, bit there, the mushroom people, another fairy asleep here. I have to look really close at each part of the page. Another one there, just so that I can see where things are. She is a very sketch artist. Most of her works are quite line art drawn and a very sketchy. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the pages a little bit better, because at a distance you're going to miss a lot on each page. So there's this one here called Aquarius. And again, it's very sketch-like. I'd have to look really closely to see what each part of the page is. And the closer you look, the more details you see. And it makes it just makes it very I'm not going to say difficult, because it's not difficult. It's just one of those books is, as you color, the more details you're going to see. As you start adding that coloring and shading and everything else to the page, you will find more and more detail. Again, absolutely gorgeous pages. I'm going to zoom you back out because now you can't see because it's not the right orientation for zooming in there. All right, so absolutely wonderful, wonderful pages. So this one here is called By the Light of the Moon. And until you look really closely, it just looks like a bunch of little sketch lines. But then you start looking really close and you can see the fairy, you can see the moon, you can see the butterflies and the stars and everything else. It's really very cool. This one here is called Citrus Parade, and I'm not going to turn it, but there's all different fairies with oranges and all sorts of different things on a float. Some horn blowers and all sorts of things. And like I said, as you look closer and closer, the more you see, which is just really cool. And this one's called the Daisy. So he's got a daisy there. And this one's called the Enchanted Flute. So she's got the enchanted flute and the magic is flowing out of the end of it. The Enchanted Forest. The Enchanted Snow Globe. Enchantment. This one's just beautiful. I like this one. This one's called Fairy Bubbles. And it's just so cute. And again, like I said, the more you look at them, the more you see. And this is called Fairy Earwings. So she's got some earwings. And that's her name, is Fairy Earwings. And that's the Fairy's Fairy. So it's got a larger fairy here and a medium fairy here and a tiny fairy there and a really, really tiny one in there. So it's kind of like a nesting doll. The Flight of the Lynx. So as you can see, there's a cat with a fairy on it. The lynx cat. And again, if you have difficulties seeing, you may find this book very overwhelming. You do have to, me personally, I have to break it down into small sections so I can actually focus on smaller sections and see what everything is in it. I have to do that with Kirby Roseanne's books as well. And this one's called The Golden Slumbers. I love this one. Absolutely love this one. It's called Guardian Angel. This one is the Harp Angel. The Healing Angel. The Hope Springs Eternal. So it's the spring on the world. There's the Hope Angel. You know, and even with Kirby Roseanne's books, they're not as mini detailed as this, but some of his older stuff is really, really, really fine details, and I have to do them in small sections. Otherwise, I can't see or can't comprehend what things are where they belong. This one's called Lucky with the four-leaf clover. This is the Magpie Fairy. This is Mending by Magic. And this is the Mer Angel. So the Angel of Mermaids. She is a mermaid by the looks of it. Yep, she is. And she is under the sea. And that's a mer fairy. So that's a mermaid, that's a fairy. Again, under the sea. And this is Moonlit Awakening. So the fairy is coming out of the chrysalis there. Well, it's a flower, but you know. And the Moonlit Magic. Oh, there's a little dragon there. Like I said, you have to look really closely to see things. So this one's called Nature Boy. And it has all different animals on it as well as the Nature Fairy. This is the Oak Fairy. Absolutely beautiful book. The paper is really nice. It is quite smooth to the touch. I don't know how well it will take the colored pencils with as smooth as it is, but we will find out at some point. This one is On a Bat's Back I Do Fly, is what it's called. And it's a fairy standing on a bat as it glides through the air. This one's Pisces again. Uh, Portal to Fairyland. The Queen of the Night. And this one's really cute too. This one's called Ripples. Silken Spells. The Snow Angel. Stargazing. Swing in the Snow. Tatiana and Oberon. The Twilight Angel. Oh, sorry, I'm up off too far. Up, Up and Away. Angel with all of her butterflies and moths. Weep for the World. Wisteria Way. And that is the end of it. So the publisher of this book is Blue Angel Publishing, which is a publisher for many different books, and it does have a couple of different books that they do publish listed in the back here, as well as their website and that sort of thing where you can purchase some of their books. Again, this is done by Josephine Wall, and it's called Enchanted Fairies Coloring Book, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And even though it is very intricate, that's the word I was looking for, intricate. Once you start seeing what things are as you go along, the easier it is to see the entire picture. And once you add color, then you can see all of the picture, which is fantastic. And I have seen somebody color in this book. And again, she did absolutely beautifully. This book is a little intimidating to me, and I do want to color in it, but it scares me a little. Must be honest. Um, it will be one of those long series of coloring days on this one. All right, now for the final, no, not the final, one of the last coloring books. This one here is actually really lovely as well. It's a very relaxing book. This one is called Afternoon Tea. It is also done by Teresa Goodrich. And it just has some absolutely beautiful tea scenes as well as landscapes, as Teresa Goodrich books are well known for, is her landscape pages. So, but the tea pots and the teacups and the scenes around them are just so cute. Happiness is a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, anything hot. Wonderful tea and pastry shop. Sips and sweets. That's cute. Lovely tea and teapot collection with the kitty kitties. Afternoon tea time. The warm fire and the puppy dog. This looks like all different tea sweets and some lemonade even just to go with it. Oh, I do apologize. Seems somebody is messaging. And of course we have tea in Paris. Let's party. I love that. That's so cute. Tea on the veranda. Tea in the garden, in the Chinese garden. So Chinese tea. With the Japanese lanterns. So it would be Japanese garden. And of course, reading and knitting and all those wonderful things that we do while sipping a cup of tea. The cake company has cupcakes and tea and all that wonderful stuff for a wonderful picnic down by the river. I love the little I love her scenes that she puts together. It's just so awesome. All different types of things that you can find in tea, like orange and cinnamon, rose, lemon, chamomile, mint, lavender, and wild berries. One of my favorites is wild berries. Love that tea. And then, of course, another one of a picnic, watching the sailboats and all of the things out on the ocean. Another Japanese tea garden. The Asian culture is very tea orientated, which is awesome. Another wonderful relaxing space to sip a cup of tea. Absolutely adorable teacups. They're just so cute. I love that they're stacked with the cookies and everything else is just so cute. And tea time with the pastries. Actually, that's a coffee. That's a coffee pot, not a teapot. Teapots are short and stout. Coffee pots are tall. The wonderful floral arrangement in the teacup. My mom used to make those. Again, a fantastic, relaxing scene with the books and the cats and the sweet tea. Because we gotta have sweet tea. See, teapot, short and stout. It's a lovely tea time scene as well. That's so cute. And keep calm and drink tea. Love it. Then we've got our sweet tea again down on the ocean, relaxing in the sun. And our picnicking couple. Don't see that so much anymore. And then get ready to party. Love it. Love it. And another wonderful scene out the window with a lovely book. And of course, one that Teresa colored herself. So absolutely fantastic, relaxing afternoon tea. Again, done by Teresa Goodrich. This is one of those books that is just a pleasure to sit down and color. The paper in the Creative Haven books is very, very nice. I've never had an issue with the Creative Haven paper being subpar or even horrible. I have always had a really relaxing time coloring on Creative Haven paper with pretty much any coloring pencil that I use. So definitely one that if you enjoy teapots and coffee pots and that sort of thing, if you enjoy that relaxing scenes that Teresa always creates, definitely a wonderful addition to your coloring book library. Now for our final book that I got for Christmas, this is absolute cuteness overload. This is a small book, and Jen actually, Jen Loves to Color, actually turned me on to Diana Dufour um, and her books. I know lots of other people are coloring them. She sent me for my birthday the Hairball book, which is it's actually called Furball, but she translated it to Hairball when she did the translation. And it's a lovely book about different dogs and dog scenes. This one here is called Noinar's Therapy, so which is Therapy Bears. And yeah, and it's all little petite bears. So, oh, let's just start at the start because it's just absolutely adorable. And it is Diana Dufour is her name. And this is a book that you do have to order off of, if you order it off of Amazon, you're going to have a bit of a wait, but it is definitely worth the wait. Like, look at that. Is that not adorable? I'm going to zoom you in so you can see all of the adorableness because, yeah, it's adorable. I know. Shush, Renee. Shush. Love the little Christmas bear. And then we have our little peacock bear. And then our bears having tea. And little sleepy bear. This is one of those wallpaper pages, but because this book is quite small, I don't have a huge issue with it. Little party bear there. Love this one. Absolutely love it. It's just so cute. But I also love little bears. They're just adorable. Little bears for the kitty. A lot of this book is actual pictures. There isn't a huge amount of um, wallpaper pages in there, but there are still some that are a little wallpapery, like this one here has that wallpaper look to it, but it is does have the focal on it, so it doesn't bother me as much as some wallpapers do. I absolutely adore this page. That just reminds me so much of my Shyla when she had her teddy bear. Because she would do that. She would sleep under the tree with her teddy bear. It just, it's such a wonderful, wonderful scene. Love this. And it's like, huh, I'm just going to have a cup of tea and have a nap. Love the castle in the background there. Travel bear. All the other little bears hiding in the luggage. That's so cute. Oh, making a unicorn cake. Storytime bear. They're just so cute. I'm really sorry, guys. This is extreme cuteness overload for me. Love this one too. I love them all. They're just all adorable. Adorable. Just way too cute for words. Jungle bear. uh, the portraits. The bubble bath bear. Oh, look, coloring bears. We gotta do coloring bears, people. If you have not ordered this book, please do. It is one of the cutest books I have ever seen. We may have, now that I have more than one book, we may have to have Diane as one of our artists of the month because it's just too much cuteness not to color her for an entire month. A unicorn bear. A bear with her dragon. Oh dear. Space bears. Bears in outer space. And we're only halfway through the book, so. Sleepy time bear. Earth bear. And more earth bear type things. Fruit bear. Oh, look. A bear reading to a mermaid. That's awesome. Snorkeling bear. The Asian garden bear. Japanese garden bear. There we are. The bear and a llama. Love it. Uh, just they're just so cute. I love the little sleepy bear. Oh, look, a snowman bear. Oh dear. Oh no. No, no. So we're going to finish this video with as much cuteness as you can possibly handle and me giggling the entire time because it's just so cute. And there we have our traveling bear with his little girl and our little native bear with his horsey and the totem bears and sleepy bear. It's a cuddle bear. Bears and giraffes. Yoga bear. Yoga bear. Or is that Yogi bear? uh, then we have our lab bears. So our scientist bears and our magic bears. And then we have our dancing bears and our acrobatic bears. So our circus bears. And then we have our camping bears. Our couch potato bears. And tea time bears. Some more underwater bears swimming with the skates. This one's on a raft. Very menacing octopus underneath him there. Then we've got some more portraits here. So we've got stars and moons, more fruit and evergreens. So this one here is a Christmassy type feel. This one here is more of a New Year's type feel with all the stars and shooting stars and stuff like that. Video game bears. Hulu bears. Lunchtime in the park. And the pony. Tennis bears. Shopping bears. Oh, there's another one of, there's a birthday bear. Unicorn birthday bears. And then we have our New Year's celebration or some sort of fireworks celebration. It could be 4th of July too, but it kind of looks like New Year's. And then we have our party bears. So we've got our Halloween bears and our piñata bears. Then we've got our Arabian bears. And then we've got our present bears. And then we have our night owl bears. And then after the bears themselves, she also has ones that you can use for notes. So you can color the page in front. And on the back, you can either put down what you colored with, or you can use this as a therapy notebook. So you can write down your thoughts and different things that you're feeling at the time. And there's all sorts of pages back here for that. This one here has little tags that you can cut out. So you color the front of the page and then you cut out the little tags and you get a little piece of the page per tag, which is really kind of cool too. This one here is also tags. More tags. More tags. And then we have these ones here, which are bookmarks. So you color the side and then you cut it out, and each bookmark is there, and you just cut it out and then fold it in half and tape it or glue it, and then you have a bookmark for your books, which is really cool that they've included that as well. Absolutely adorable, adorable little book. Full of little bears. If you enjoy little bears and just absolute cuteness overload, get this book. If you haven't got this book already, get this book. You need it. All right, guys, so that is the end of the flip throughs of all of our Christmas time books, stuff that I received for Christmas. On Friday, I will be doing the review for the colored pencil set and the comparison between the Faber-Castell blacks that I received for Christmas and the EcoSoft that I already have. Um, and I will be doing that comparison on Friday during our Fun Stuff Friday video. So all of the books that I would strongly recommend um, are, of course, this one here, done by Diane Dufour, Christmas Gnomes by Teresa Goodrich, Beautiful Birds by Ruth Sanderson, Tatiana Bogomaz's nice little town Christmas 4, Enchanted Fairies Coloring Book by Josephine Wall. The Enchanted Fairies Coloring Book, I would definitely say it may be very what's the word I'm looking for? It may be very intimidating when you first look at it, but look closer and take small sections um, before you discount this book because it is an absolutely gorgeous book. It just takes a little bit of concentration to see exactly what the picture is. And that is her style. That's the way she draws. Otherwise, it's just an absolutely wonderful book. And then, of course, our Relaxing Afternoon Tea, another book done by Teresa Goodrich and Creative Haven Publications. This is also a really, really lovely book that gives you the ability to color some foods, color some lovely chinaware, as well as some fantastic backgrounds and landscapes. So these are the books that I would definitely recommend um, for purchase if you do feel that you need a new coloring book and you don't have these already. Um, I would definitely recommend these. The one book that I did receive for Christmas that is going back is this one here, which is Historical Fashion Coloring Book. I would not recommend this book. If you have an enjoyment of vintage clothing like I do, do not buy this book. It will be very, very discouraging to even try to color this book. So I'm not even going to try. I know there's a lot of people out there that do have the ability to color this book. Those people are not me. So I'm not even going to give it a consideration. Like I said, I feel that the grayscale has been lightened so much that it's taken all the detail out of everything in the book. I would not recommend it. All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the live stream tonight, where we will be coloring with the Artlicious colored pencils, both the Primo Soft and their 50 count student set. We will be coloring in the Mystical Lands Chronicles, Book 2. This will be our final page in the Mystical Lands Chronicles. So come hang out and let's color. All right, guys, with that, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.